This is unbelievable, my friend. Right in the final stretch before the start of the regular season, a bombshell dropped behind the scenes for the Raiders. Wide receiver Jacobe Meyers, a key player in the offense, is at the center of a saga that could completely change the franchise's immediate future. ESPN revealed details of a trade offer involving the player. But what's most striking is that the Raiders aren't at all willing to give him up for free. And the spectacular behind-the-scenes details, complicated conditions, and even past NFL eras. I managed to uncover some very juicy information about what's really going on behind the scenes and what could happen to Meyers in the coming weeks. But before you reveal all this, if you wear a Raiders jersey with pride, like and subscribe to the channel, because the truth about this case will surprise a lot of people. With the 2025 season fast approaching, the Las Vegas Raiders are in the midst of a whirlwind of negotiations, and at the center of this storm is one of their top offensive targets, wide receiver Jacobe Meyers. At 27, Meyers was brought to the Raiders last year after a solid stint with the New England Patriots, and now finds himself at a crossroads. He's about to complete the final year of his contract, which runs through 2025. And while he's been productive on the field, his goal is clear. He wants more. Meyers isn't satisfied with a one-year deal and is determined to secure an extension that will significantly reward him. The player, who has a salary of $11 million this season, is seeking a much higher financial reward, and negotiations are far from straightforward. However, what seemed like a straightforward negotiation quickly became complicated, and the Raiders are now on the brink of a major dilemma. According to ESPN insider Adam Schefter, the Raiders received an offer for the player, but it didn't go as planned. Only one player showed interest, and the offer came with a demand Las Vegas wasn't willing to accept. The player wanted the Raiders to pay a portion of the contract, Meyers' $11 million contract, a demand that, according to Schefter, was waived by the franchise. They wanted the Raiders to pay a portion of the $11 million, and the Raiders aren't interested in that, Schefter revealed on the Pat McAfee show. The question now is, why, despite his solid production, more than 1,000 receiving tanks in one season, is there no significant market for Meyers? While not a Pro Bowler caliber player, he has established himself as a reliable option capable of becoming a key difference maker at any time. His performance is undoubtedly valuable, but the price he commands could be too high, especially when compared to the numbers of other elite wide receivers in the league. The question is, will the Raiders hold their ground and keep Meyers until the end of the season, even if it means losing him without a valuable return? Or, given the impasse, will Las Vegas be forced to negotiate? If the market doesn't open as expected and the high price continues, with potential buyers being fended off, will Meyers reconsider his position and sign a new contract to remain with the Raiders? Time is running out, and the situation only seems to get more tense as the season approaches. The Raiders face an uncertain future, and with that, Meyers' position could become one of the most discussed of the offseason. The truth is, in a market where contracts are getting higher and higher, it's difficult for teams to pay the asking price for the 1,000-yard wide receiver. Negotiations will continue for some time, but the big question is whether this game of patience will end in a trade or a contract extension. The truth is, the Raiders aren't just making a move in the market, but playing a chess game that could alter the rumors of their season, and Jacobe Meyers' future in the process. Whether he stays or is traded could set the tone for the Raiders' surge, which desperately needs more momentum to remain competitive. While the offense deals with soap opera involving Jacobe Meyers, another area of time has become a matter of urgency: the backup quarterback position. While Jacobe Meyers' negotiations dominate the rumor mill, the Raiders are grappling with another equally crucial issue: depth at quarterback. With the season fast approaching, the Las Vegas team saw its situation become even more delicate when young backup quarterback Aidan O'Connell suffered a broken wrist during the preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. O'Connell, who was expected to be Geno Smith's primary backup, could now be out for a significant period, leaving only rookie Cam Miller as a backup option. The pressure on the franchise is mounting as the deadline for compiling the 53-man roster approaches. The situation is clear. The Raiders urgently need a reliable solution to fill the void left by O'Connell, and that's where speculation begins to gain momentum. With the quarterback market still teetering on the brink, the Raiders are considering alternatives to ensure the backup position isn't a concern throughout the season. ESPN's Bill Barnwell suggested the Raiders could be targeting a veteran quarterback like the Buffalo Bills' Mike White. White, while limited in NFL experience with just 15 games played since 2018, brings a specific set of skills and could be a low-risk, potentially high-reward solution. His stats, 9 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, haven't impressed, but White's experience and ability to manage time in a backup role could be exactly what the Raiders need to avoid a crisis at the position. However, the possibility that White isn't the only available option creates even more uncertainty. Some rumors suggest the Raiders could even pursue an even more experienced player. Ryan Tannehill, the former Tennessee Titans starter, now a free agent, has the experience needed to bring stability stability to a roster already undergoing transitions. Tannehill, who hasn't played since being released by the Titans, is an intriguing option, but also fraught with doubts. The fact that he's been out of action for a while raises questions about his ability to fit into the Raiders' system and his fitness. If Tannehill is the Raiders' choice, it would represent a bold but also risky move. His experience as a starter for a renowned franchise could be a vital asset in pressure situations. However, the lack of rhythm and the transition to a new era could make this adjustment more complicated than expected. The big question now is, will the Raiders settle for a simpler solution and pursue White? Or will they risk another significant change and try to bring in Tannehill to provide the stability the team desperately needs? Time is ticking, and the decision on the quarterback position could be one of the biggest milestones for the Raiders season. With the future of the quarterback position uncertain, the next few days will be crucial. The chosen solution could be the key to a peaceful season or the starting point for a new dilemma in a year full of uncertainties. And if the uncertainty in command is worrying, at least one piece of good news has cheered the fans: the return of an old acquaintance, Amari Cooper. In an unexpected twist, the Raiders have a familiar face on their roster: wide receiver Amari Cooper, who made history in Las Vegas before being traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Cooper returns, but this time with a one-year contract and, best of all, at a price that could be considered a true bargain. Cooper's contract, which was made official on Monday, has a base salary of just $3.5 million, with additional bonuses of $500,000 per game. There are also incentives that could push the deal up to $6 million, a sum that puts Cooper in line with wide receivers with high-paying contracts, meaning he's a true bargain for the Raiders. At 31, Cooper is a five-time Pro Bowl selection and has had a career marked by ups and downs, with injuries that have derailed his plans, but nonetheless haven't prevented him from continuing to perform at a high level. Last season, Cooper caught 44 passes for 547 yards and scored 4 touchdowns. While he's unlikely to be the Raiders' primary offensive option, with young talent like Jacobe Meyers, Trey Tucker, and Brock Bowers on the roster, Cooper's experience will be vital to the Raiders' stability. This is undoubtedly a significant return for the veteran. He presents himself as a backup for quarterback Geno Smith, who will attempt to establish himself as the new leader of the Raiders' offense. Cooper's addition is more than strategic. It's a guarantee of experience and proven skills for a team that already has high expectations for the season. But the biggest advantage for the Raiders is the cost. Signing a player of Cooper's caliber, with his track record and consistent numbers, for such a reasonable price is a smart move. With the team still looking for more consistency in its receiving core, this signing could be one of the biggest moves for Las Vegas this offseason. Now, the question is, what's next for the Raiders? They still face crucial challenges in the weeks leading up to the season opener. As trade talks for Jacobe Meyers continue, the search for a backup quarterback is underway, and with Cooper's return, the roster is strengthened. The Raiders are at a critical juncture. The addition of Cooper puts them in a stronger position, but the work isn't done. The real question remains: will the Raiders make the right moves to build a team capable of competing for the top spot in the AFC? The season is upon us, and the coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether the time is right to take the next step on their journey to success. With negotiations for Jacobe Meyers gaining momentum, the search for a new backup quarterback, and the return of Amari Cooper to the team, which decisions do you think will have the biggest impact on the Raiders' performance this season? Trading Meyers, signing a veteran QB, or adding Cooper to reinforce the offense? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.